Welcome to Texas 10. I'm Melissa.
And I'm Big Spring Steve.
Big Spring Steve, hardly. But we do have just a great person here today, and he is from Big Spring. We welcome Jody Nix. Jody, we are so excited to have you.
Thank you, Melissa. Thank you so much.
So I'm going to stop you right there and say I'm vouching for it. We've done lots of episodes. This is like our 150th, and she has been so excited about this one because you mean so much to the Western swing genre of music.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Well, we
Honored
think
to be here.
We know you're kind of a icon of Texas. You have been promoting Texas and Western swing for many years, and it's in your blood, obviously,
Yes, ma'am.
because you started when you were
8 years old professionally.
wow. And did I read that? When did you start playing the drums?
I was 4 when I started learning, got my first set.
Well, that makes me happy because we did buy my grandson a trap set. So next will come a guitar. But that is amazing. So 4 years old, your dad was Hoyle Nix. Just tell us a little bit about you and just your background.
Well, I was born into a musical family. My dad and my Uncle Ben both were wonderful musicians. We praise God for the talent that he gave us. And I started working with them when I was 8 years old, full time playing drums. And how that came about is one Tuesday evening in early July. I was just a little farm boy out playing, and they called and said, "The drummer's sick, get Jody, get him a white shirt, clean him up, bring what he needs of his drums, we got to use him tonight." So I went, and that was my first night to play. And 2 weeks after that, the drummer gave his 2 weeks notice, and I was with him, with my dad for 25 years playing drums.
Boy,
Wow.
That was a smart drummer because I'm sure you were great, and it's hard to compete with a kid, right? There's something about the audience's love about that. So let me ask, 8 years old, are you out in the bars and the honky tonks?
I was in every place they played.
Wow.
So
Well, what did your mom think about this?
She didn't really say that much.
Okay.
But what did your teacher say? Did you make it on time to class the next day?
Oh yeah, you bet, always. I can tell you a little funny story. Like I said, I was in the 3rd grade, and school had just started in September, and I had just really started playing. And I was telling some of the kids that afternoon or that day about had to go somewhere and play a dance that night. And my little teacher, I'll never forget, her name was Ms. McDowell. She was about that tall. And she said, "Well, you just can't dance around and not get an education." And I thought, "Ma'am, if you only knew, when I get on that bus, that's when school starts." And that's nothing against school, because I went to school, graduated. I wasn't an honor student, but I made my way and went 2 years of college, so I believe in education.
So is that Big Spring High School?
No, I went to Kahoma.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
East of Big Spring,
Yeah.
smaller school.
All right.
Well, so also we were driving through, we're coming into Big Spring, and I got so excited. We pull in, and I'm like, "Oh my gosh, Steve, stop," because there was the stampede. And we've got this great picture of the stampede, and I guess your dad built that venue?
Yes. He and my uncle, they were partners for a long, long time, 30-something years, and that was their home base. They had it built in 54. It opened May the 8th of 54, and it's still in our family. And it's always been a family place, and we don't sell any alcohol. If they drink, they have to bring it. Mm-hmm. Moms and dads bring the little ones, the grandkids, however they want to do it. It's just, I've seen the kids sleep on a table in the chairs and dancing with moms and dads and grandparents and everything.
So I'm going to check on this because we had a great episode with the owner of the Mercer Dance Hall in Mercer, Texas. In Dripping Springs, Texas. And he was sort of bemoaning the fact that it's hard to get people to family places, dance halls like that. Do you find that true, or are you still drawing crowds?
No.
All right.
We still draw a consistent crowd, and it's mixed. The older and the younger, and the couples and the singles. And
Well, we saw you most recently in Athens, Texas at the old Fiddlers reunion, and there was a young woman who loved your music. And she was dressed almost like Patsy Cline. I don't know if you remember.
I do.
I saw her
Yes,
take
I do.
her picture with you.
Yes.
But it just really warmed my heart to see a young person. She was probably 15 or 16.
Yes, ma'am.
And she loved dancing, and it really warmed my heart to see that there were still young people that also enjoyed Western swing.
Yes, ma'am.
Well, let's go back to Jody
Right.
Day. So was that pretty much it for you once you were up on stage? You said, this is what my life's going to be, or?
Well, yes, but you know, there's other things that I enjoyed doing too. But if I had not stayed in music, I was wanting to be a rancher and a farmer and a rodeo cowboy. Because I grew up on a farm and
Right.
I've been around that all my life,
Uh-huh.
and that's just a way of life with me, and I love that lifestyle. I never did really get to live it, but that's
Right.
what I wanted to do if I hadn't have stayed with music.
Yeah.
So were your dad and your uncle, were they ranchers, farmers also?
Farmers,
In addition,
yeah,
in
yeah.
addition to the music?
But the music business paid better than the farming did. That's why they got in it.
All right.
Wow. Well, and then I also read, so your grandparents were musicians too.
Yes, but they didn't play professionally,
Okay.
just around little musicals and church socials and things like that.
But so that musical bloodline, I mean, it runs deep. And of
Yes, it
course,
does.
I mean, so many musicians at that time. Did y'all play at church, or was it just more for
No.
y'all? Yeah.
I do now,
Yeah.
but when I was a kid, no.
No, yeah. So
Right.
you played the drums,
Yeah.
and then your next instrument became the fiddle.
yes,
So
ma'am.
tell us about that.
Started learning the fiddle, still learning. At 11, I got my first fiddle, Christmas Day, 1963. Of course, full size. My brother Larry taught me to play Faded Love on Christmas Day, and I played it with Daddy New Year's Eve. He brought me up, let me play Faded Love with him first time ever.
Okay,
Wow.
so when you thank God for the talent to start with, I'm going to say that was appropriate, because it would take me maybe a decade to get from first try to being able to play on a stage. So you obviously were talented, but I'm guessing that practice or playing was just constant. Is that right?
Right.
Yeah. Okay, so then tell us a little bit how with your dad, and I also know that you're a huge Bob Wills fan, and there's a great story about you and Bob Wills. Tell us about that.
Okay, that was my dad's hero. You know, everybody has a hero when they're growing up, and that was his. He patterned his band after him, loved his fiddle playing, that style, and he said, I never did think I'd ever get to meet him, but he did in 1952, and they became very close friends and started working together with both bands, what we called battle dances back then. You know, Daddy would book him with us wherever we were, 4 or 5 nights a week over West Texas, and they would come work with us. And they did that from 1954, 55 until Mr. Wills had the stroke in 69. So,
Wow,
I was
and that's a
around him.
lot of playing.
first time I ever played drums with him, I was 4 years old.
With Bob Wills.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh,
Wow.
that is a great story.
So if Bob Wills is still the king, that makes you some sort of royalty. I don't
No.
know if you're a
Not
duke
me,
or
no.
a prince,
No.
or I'm not sure.
I'm just thankful to still be playing.
Yeah. Well, that's the other thing. We started this little passion project, this adventure, at Bob Wills Day in Turkey, Texas. I think it was 2015. My parents were travelers, and so were Steve's parents. And my parents told me, look, you've got to go to Turkey and go to Bob Wills Day. And so we decided to go, and you were playing, of course. And I loved the dance that night. But so you still play Turkey every year,
ma'am.
right?
Yes, ma'am. If I may say so, without, I don't brag about nothing. I don't blow my own horn. But this next April of 2026 will be 50 years that I've been playing the dance there.
Wow.
Wow, that is
That is-
awesome.
10 with my dad and 40 on my own.
That is so great. And if you ever have a chance to go to Turkey, Texas, it is kind of in the middle of nowhere. But that dance was so much fun because it seemed like everyone who came just to the festival, and then everyone in the community. And like you said, there were grandmas and grandpas dancing, there were kids dancing, and there's just nothing like that
Right,
scene.
right. I call it the Super Bowl of Western swing. If
So-
you've never been, you need to go.
Yes.
So you played as a 4-year-old, but is it? Do I have this right? You actually played on Bob's last album? Is that?
Yeah.
Tell us what that was
Okay,
like.
that was December 1973, December 3rd and 4th. I found out about it early September. My dad told me one Saturday night there at the Stampede, said we're going to be a part of a album and with Mr. Wills and Johnny Gimble, Keith Coleman, a lot of the Playboys, and we're going to be there. And I didn't really know what was going to be right then. But as time went on, we found out that it was going to be a full-fledged Bob Wills album on United Artists, a major label, and he handpicked the Texas Playboys he wanted, and the 3 special guests were my dad and me and Merle Haggard.
Oh, wow.
What an
Merle
honor.
Haggard was the hottest thing in country music
Right.
in '73.
Right.
So,
What an honor.
Right.
So you have carried on this tradition of being a band leader, and so you lead Jody Nix and the Texas Cowboys. So tell me about the players who have been in your band. Are there any that have been with you the whole way? Or are there people who have come in and out? Tell us a little bit about
it's
that.
been in and out, but the band I have now has been with me quite a while. And the young fiddle player you'll see with me tonight, his name is Robert Weeks. He's been with me longer than anybody, or longer than anybody ever will be. He's been with me 26 years.
Wow.
And he started with me in 1999. And I call him son, instead of his name, because he's just like a part of me.
Well, so being a band leader, that's a little bit different than just being a musician or a solo artist. Or
Well,
whatnot.
I'm all of that.
Right,
I guess.
and that's sort of, do you enjoy that part of it, or is that just a challenge on top of it?
No, I enjoy it. I handle everything.
Right.
Yeah.
So there's,
Chief cook and bottle washer.
well, I guess you could say that. Bus driver, help set up, unload. I don't help them load much anymore.
Yeah.
I've done my share of that.
Yeah.
I'm not too good to, but I usually go to the bus when the dance is over. And I've had people ask me, "You have a booking agent?" I said, "Yeah, sure do." But you can't see him. His name is Jesus Christ.
All right.
He's kept that phone ringing for 40 years.
That's so great.
That is so
Praise him
great.
every day.
Yes.
Well, and I think part of that is just because you are a wonderful musician and your band is so entertaining. In fact, we listened to several of your albums, and you have a favorite song.
Right. Play me some Western swing, or play.
That's
Play me
actually
something
my-
I can swing to. I
Yeah.
wrote that.
Yes.
Yes.
Right. And so, do you enjoy writing? Do you write anymore?
Not a whole lot. I've never written very much, but we were on our way. I was kind of thinking of something to try to write. I knew we were going to record, and I kind of prayed about it. And we were on our way to Denver, Colorado, play a cattlemen's convention. And these words and this melody just started coming to me, and I thought, man, I got to write this. And I called my brother. I said, Larry, come drive the bus. I got to write this song. So I went back and I wrote it just on a piece of notebook paper. So that's how that came. The good Lord sent it to me, and I wrote it down. So
Well, I love the lyrics to that song, and it kind of plays homage to Western swing and to your dad, and I just thought it was a great song.
Yes,
The
ma'am. Thank
lyrics
you.
were great. Yeah. So,
Right.
what?
My turn?
Yeah, your
My
turn.
Okay, so you played for your dad for a long time, but then I don't know if you broke off or he retired, or so tell us how you became your own
okay,
deal.
he passed away unexpectedly
Oh, didn't know
in
that.
August of 1985. And I had to make a decision. Was I going to keep going, or was I going to let it go and go do something else? And I chose to try. I knew what I wanted to do, but I didn't know for sure if I could do it. I mean, I was a drummer. I didn't have sound equipment, band, what everything you need. But I've tried it. I don't regret it.
Well, we
Things
don't
started
regret it.
happening. I don't either. Things started happening. Phone started ringing, and 40 years later, I'm still going.
That's great. So all told, you've been performing.
65 years.
Wow, you beat Ray Benson.
65. That's a big number, and you look like you could go for another 25, 30. What's your goal here?
Well, I'm 103. No, I'm 73. I don't mind telling my age. Do I look it?
No.
You do not. You do not.
Well, music keeps you young.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, that's so great.
I always enjoy when I watch you play. You stand straight up. And I don't know if that's important to a fiddle player or not.
It is.
Okay.
I
Well,
believe in good posture.
you
And
got.
I'm not saying I copied these two guys, but I'll tell you it's kind of about that. I've always liked to stand straight and look nice. But Johnny Bush and Mel Tillis, were two of the best guys I ever saw that had great posture on the stage. They stood proud and tall and, you know, and looked good.
Yes.
And I like to do that. I don't slop,
Right.
you know, and I don't like that.
Well-
and so you see that more in country bands. We go to a lot of concerts, different genres, and you do see some of the more edgy acts, and they'll, you know, there's some activity, they may be running around a little bit, but when they do a solo or whatnot, they sort of lean over the microphone, and I always wonder about that. Are you getting the best sound when
I think so, when you stand straight up, because you're
right.
breathing more from your
Mm-hmm.
diaphragm than you are your throat.
Right.
Because if you sing from your throat, you're not going to last 30 minutes.
Nope.
I've been there.
Right. The other thing that I love is just the look of your band. You
Well,
know,
thank you.
guys look great up there, and it's just the whole package.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
We've met some when we were in at Nick's place at Mercer Dance Hall. We met some of these people who they go from place to place to listen to Western swing. There's a whole little group of them, and I know that they're going to be excited to see this episode, because one of the ladies always tells me, you know, Jody Nix is playing at, or, you know.
We played at Mercer Dance Hall
Yeah.
a couple of years ago.
Yeah,
It's a nice place.
It is.
it is. It's a great dance hall.
And you mentioned when you got the call when you were 8 to make sure you got your white shirt, right?
Yeah.
Have they always been white shirts?
Well, most of the time.
Mhm.
I've varied through the years, different colors, but last several we've been just white and blue jeans, and we dress up in sport coats and ties and blue jeans and good hats and boots. So
Yeah, it looks good.
we like to look nice on stage and present ourselves well.
Well, you pull it off, that's for sure. And it is part. I mean, when people come to see you, we never saw Bob Wills play or whatnot, but you get a feeling through the look as well as the sound. And that's not easy to pull off, because I know sometimes you're out there in the heat. It's work, I would guess.
Well, that's part of it. You know, when it's 9 o'clock or 7 o'clock, like we're going to start 7 o'clock tonight, but it's put your game face on, let's go. You know.
I do want to mention that we're here at Warren's
Yes.
backyard, which is this is the first time we've been here, and
It's
it is.
great.
It's a lovely place.
It is a great venue. It's in Granbury, Texas.
And Warren was Warren White, and they owned this property way back in the late 1800s. It's near the Brazos River, and it was a crossing to get across the river. And they would have, you know, gatherings, because it was a gathering space. And if you go back, and I've read Bob's biography and whatnot, going back and a lot of Western swing, it seems to me, was built around ranch parties or farm parties.
yeah.
Did you ever, did you play those?
Oh
or-
yeah, you bet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I bet your dad did. I bet
Oh,
your
yeah.
granddad
We
did.
played in several barn dances,
Mhm.
outside and everything.
And I just love the idea, even if you're going to a dance hall or a great place like Warren's backyard, that you're recapturing a little bit of that feeling of
Oh,
people
yeah.
getting
You bet.
together as a community, having the music, and just
Of course, this is the 3rd annual Texas Cowboy Symposium,
Right.
and we're thankful to be a part of it all 3 years. And great people. This is a great place.
Well, and I think, you know, that's one of the things that we're hoping with our project is we can convince people to start going back to live music venues. I just think there's nothing like being at a dance hall or being at a live concert. It's different than watching it on YouTube or experience it through Spotify or whatever your platform is. So come out and listen. Okay, now I have a question for you. You have this huge repertoire. I can't say that right. Repertoire.
he knows a lot of songs.
You know a lot of songs. So how in the world do you pick your sets?
I don't go by a set list.
No.
Really?
Never.
That is so interesting.
I just go from my head and my heart.
That is so
I never know what I'm going to kick off with till I get up there.
And so you just say to the band,
I'll just turn around and tell them.
That is so interesting.
And they know everything that I'm going to call,
Right?
the key, the way it goes, everything.
that's amazing to me. I don't have that ability. I have
So-
to have sheet music, so I would
So
struggle
how
with
much
that.
rehearsal do you have to do with the band?
Not a whole lot. If we learn something new or dig out an old Bob Wills tune we hadn't heard in a while, we'll run through it. As far as a formal rehearsal, we haven't really had one in a while.
So if you have somebody that has to sit in or gets worked in as new to the band, do they come in with the same sort of background, or do they learn it as they go?
Yeah, but they know what we do, and they're familiar with the way I do things, and that's how that kind of works.
So you got to have a band that's ready just to fly and
Keep up, boys, keep up.
Well, they do. You will hear that after a while.
yeah,
We
awesome.
definitely will.
That's
All right,
awesome.
well, so we know being the band leader today, you had to deal with bus issues and whatnot, and you got to get to your set. So, one, we want to thank you for your time today. Two, we want to thank you most of all for what you've meant to the genre of music that we love, and what you've given to the music and the community. But we usually finish with what we call a lightning round. So,
okay. So some of the questions are music related, some aren't. So I'm going to start with favorite venue.
Oh,
that's a hard one.
too many to mention.
Right.
Okay.
Okay.
I've enjoyed every place I played.
Right.
But I will say, Bob Wills Day in Turkey, Texas, the Texas Cowboy Reunion in Stanford, those are the two that got me kicked off in my career. The two big ones that
So those
really
got to
helped
be
me.
special to
Yes.
you.
Those are
Yes.
special. Okay.
But all of them, I like all of them.
Right. So, what was your favorite subject in high school?
Band,
Okay, that's a good question. You were in band, so what instrument did you play in
Drum.
band? Of course.
Of course, drums.
All right, Mexican food or barbecue? Tex-Mex or barbecue?
both.
Everybody gives that answer. Everybody gives that answer.
More Tex-Mex though.
Ah, man, after my own heart.
All right. Your favorite genre outside of country? Like, what would you like to listen to? Or artists, Frank Sinatra or whatever.
Elvis.
Elvis. Okay.
All right.
Maybe 50s rock, but trust me, I'm not a rocker. I'm country.
Well,
I play both kinds. I play Western swing and traditional country.
Well, coming
I've
from
always
West Texas, it is amazing the number of musicians who have come out of West Texas. So, all right, I had one in Cowboys or Texans?
Cowboys.
Thank you.
Okay.
I knew I liked
Even
you.
if they're not winning. Oh, I could leave
Right.
that out.
Leave that out. Female.
I like them both.
Right.
Female, you'd like to sing a duet with.
Connie Smith.
All right.
All right. Well, I'm going to end this by saying I wish my dad was here because he would love to meet you. He raised me. My dad would listen to his albums, and when my mom was getting annoyed, he'd put on his headphones, and you would hear the band sing. And whoever he was listening to. And I have, like I said, grown up listening to you. Steve and I have seen you several times, and we're just thrilled that you took the time
Thank
to
you.
be with us today. And so all of you who
Blessing.
listen to Texas 10, get to a Jody Nix and the Texas Cowboys concert or dance. They're not a concert, they're a dance. It's a difference. It's different.
Yes, ma'am.
It really is.
And I'm going to say, if you're driving through Big Spring and you're there, check the schedule on the Stampede. It is one of the iconic musical venues in the state of Texas. And if you got a chance, you ought to stop and go there. And that's it.
That's it.
That's
So enjoy, listen to some Western swing, and we're going to go do some dancing tonight.
All right.
Thank you, Jody.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Jody.
And I love this land. Oh, it takes my breath away. From the Palo Duro to the Gulf Coast plain. From the heart of the hill country to the piney wood shade. I love this land. It takes my breath away.